I'm exploring the wonders of Scotland's beautiful borderlands.
I'm heading towards the most southerly point in Scotland. It's gorgeous.
The spectacular Mull of Galloway is Scotland's Land's End. Stretching 20 miles out into the Irish Sea, it's an area of special scientific interest and a protected nature reserve. At the tip of the Mull, sitting next to this striking pre-Victorian lighthouse, is the only operational foghorn in mainland Scotland, which was lovingly restored just a few years ago. And the man who knows it inside out
Out we come.
is Foghorn Restoration Supremo, Steve Burns.
Hi Susan, welcome to the Mull of Galloway.
Thank you, Steve. In terms of the weather here, I take it the fog can descend quite quickly into the area.
Yeah, that's very true. It's very prone to foggy conditions.
In the 1800s, this was a busy navigation channel for trade ships. Lighthouses were the beacons protecting ships from Scotland's rugged coast. And in misty weather, foghorns, each with their own unique blast, were the fallback. But by the 1980s, the use of GPS technology meant foghorns became obsolete. The Mull of Galloway foghorn blasted its last in 1987 and fell into disrepair, until Steve found out about it.
Why did you get involved?
My background is engineering. The initial object was to get the engines running that power the foghorn and then get the whole system to operate.
Could I see them?
Oh, I think we could go and do that, Susan.
Go on then, I've come all this way.
There's been a foghorn here since 1894, but the current one was installed in the 1920s.
Wow. I find these machines utterly beautiful. This is stunning to see. Why have you got 3 engines? Is that how many you need?
We would require 2 engines to blast the foghorn. The third engine would be kept as a spare engine in case one of them failed.
Pretend I'm an idiot. How does a foghorn work, Steve? Just pretend I don't know what I'm talking about. How does it work?
It works quite simple. By an engine, these engines, driving a compressor that makes the air, and it's that air that's sent through pipework to the foghorn itself. And it is timed by a clockwork mechanism that blasts it through the trumpet to make the noise.
Still an idiot, but I understood that.
And there's some more good news.
You'll be very pleased to hear that these engines were built in Glasgow.
Yes, they were.
After 30 years unused, these magnificent engines seized up and rusted in the salty sea air. But thanks to Steve, they were brought back to pristine condition after 18 months of hard graft.
It was such a wonderful thing to bring back to life.
It is absolutely stunning to look at. I'm sorry, I get very excited about engines, and this is just a beautiful one. Now, can we hear it going?
Yeah, of course.
Although Steve can turn the engines on today, we can't blast the foghorn, as there are kittiwakes nesting on this protected site. Still, I can't wait to see these mechanical beauties in action.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
Perfect. I'm an engineer now, no problem, because I did some oil. Right, Steve, you start the engine up. Wow. So that's it now, running and ticking over and...
It's running, ticking over just now. Yeah, that's right.
And look how stunning they are. I'm going to go and have a look at the foghorn now. Thank you so much, Steve.
Thanks so much, Susan. Thank you.
It's a thrill to meet people like Steve who are keeping our maritime history alive. Now, there's just one thing left to do.
Now, unfortunately, you can't hear what the foghorn sounds like. So I'm going to recreate it for you so you get a real feel for it using this kazoo. So, starting my stopwatch. So every 20 seconds, 2 blasts. Prepare yourselves. Imagine it's foggy. Very foggy. I mean, they'll hear that all the way in Ireland. Do you want to hear what it really sounded like? All right, then. Here you go.
Don't worry, Steve provided an authentic recording so the kittiwakes wouldn't get in a flap.